Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we played the Burlington Flex number 19 presented by Yeet Street Discs at Burlington Springwood Park. This was a one-round C-tier flex event that had a good time with. Teed off at 2 o'clock, and when we play these we start on hole number 9 and play 9 through 8. Which I think is actually, I've said this before on videos, but I think that's a better layout for the course anyway, just because of how the parking works and kind of where you can meet and set up. Works much better than the actual hole 1 through 18 layout. So if you ever come play here, I would suggest doing that, parking at the pavilions there at hole 9 and playing that loop. Just it's a better flowing loop in my opinion. But let's get started here with the video. It was a day full of ups and downs. I had a good finish, as far as the whole tournament goes. It just concluded and I see where I finished, and I'm happy with that. I'm not quite happy with how I played overall, but I had some good holes, and we'll talk about that. I had a couple of changes, just a small amount of changes with my bag here. Added a Thunderbird and a Gorgon bag, and a Realm. But here we are starting on hole number 9, which is a 203-foot par 3. I'm throwing my J, and I put it right down the middle of the fairway, let it hyzer back in towards the basket, and leave myself inside circle 1 here, birdie. Hole number 10, we're looking at a 219-foot par 3. I'm going to throw my P3X here. This one, I'm going to throw it at that big tree on the right and let it just hyzer back into the basket. For a second, I thought I had an ace run going, and it came up just a little short. But I thought I had a chance at an ace on that one. This will leave me this just inside the circle for birdie. That was probably about 18 to 20 feet. Hole number 11, 456-foot par 4. Throwing my Gorgon here, Halo Star Gorgon. Throw it down that right line, headed towards the trees, but then I'll let it fade back into the fairway right at the very end. That was a good shot. I liked it. I'm taking my P3X here, going to try to throw a hyzer down that right gap. I thought about doing a left gap turnover or forehand, but I said I think I can pull this to the basket, and it just caught that overhanging tree there just a little bit. So this is for the birdie. I give it a good birdie bid here, just to the right of the basket. I'm gonna leave myself an easy par. Hole 12, we're looking at a 368-foot par 3. We're having to play the blue pads for this one because the white pads are actually absolutely awful on this hole. They're covered in mud and water and everything. Anytime you have any rain or anything, the white pad is unplayable. That was a bad throw with the Leopard 3 I had off the tee. Just kind of put it way too low. I'm going to take my Wren and just kind of throw it down to the basket. Had a good shot. Little short, left me a good return putt, but I did make it for the par. I missed recording it though. Hole 12B, 199-foot par 3. I'm throwing my Wombat 3, and I threw it directly at the basket, and this was extremely close to an ace. You're going to see my disc just landed right under the basket as a tap-in birdie. Hole 13 is going to be a 259-foot par 3. Taking my Rolo, and I'm trying to throw it on a big turnover, but I think that hill's a little too steep, and it didn't really have time to come back towards the basket. It just kind of hit the top up there and stopped kind of short, but I'm taking an easy par here. Hole 14 is going to be a 274-foot par 3. I'm going to take my Leopard 3 and just throw it straight down the middle right at the basket. Once again, I thought I had another ace run going, but it came up a little short. All my ace runs came up just slightly short. Out of the hand, they looked like they were going right at the basket, and then they just kind of lost steam at the end. But it's going to be a nice birdie putt there. I was kind of inside that culvert. I'm taking the Realm. It's my first shot with the Realm ever, really. On 15, 448-foot par 4. Out of the hand, it felt great, and I thought I was going to get through that gap, and I just did catch that tree But it was a good shot. Left me with a good position. I'm still kind of far out, but have good position to save. Go for the par save. I'm gonna take the MX2 and just put it right up here, left side of the fairway. And I'm gonna take the Wren again. Kind of threw it a little low. I'm sorry. I threw that one high, and the wind grabbed it and threw it left. But it's gonna leave me this kind of easy putt for par, and I'm gonna catch that left corner pocket with it. Hole 16, 207-foot par 3, taking the Rolo again, and this one just falls out of my hand. I mean, it just slipped right out of my fingers. But I'm gonna take my P3X here, and I was hoping to get a little bit of a slide, although this grass is kind of thick, but it got me close enough to make the par. Barely. Hole 17, 222-foot par 3. This hole needs some maintenance work bad. Both pads are just have overhang with these tree limbs. I'm taking the Wombat 3, put it on a little anti-run, and just sailed over top of the basket a little bit deep. This was an easy birdie putt, and I absolutely just flopped it. I mean, that was a horrible putt. Easy par tap in though. Hole number 18, 303-foot par 3, taking my Halo Roadrunner, and threw it pretty well, a little bit low though, so I didn't get quite as far as I wanted to, but it's going to leave me this little upshot with the Wren. And I kind of pulled the Wren just a little bit, but it's still an easy putt back for par. It should have been a lot closer. I just had a bad little pull on that one. Hole number 1's we had 210-foot par 3. Gonna take the Rolo again, try to get it to stand up and move right. And that's exactly what it did. I threw it a little low. If I could have got it about 5 feet higher, I think I'd have been under the basket. But this was a good run for birdie, and I just left it low, unfortunately. But that was an easy tap in for par. PA5 here on hole 2, which is a 205-foot par 3. After this shot, I think I figured out how I need to play this hole. Same disc, just go up that right gap instead of trying to go down the center, and I think that PA5 will just sail down that gap. So next time I play this, I'm going to try that. But this was a long birdie run, and this hole hurt. This right here should have been an easy par putt, and I hit every single chain dead center on that basket, and it fell out. I mean, it just fell out of that basket. I was a little upset on that one. Because I mean that putt should have stuck, but it didn't. So I took a bogey, unfortunately. But hole number 3, 258-foot par 3, gonna take my Firebird, throw it on I think the first forehand of the day, and throw it just a little inside. I've been working on a different forehand technique, and I've lost a lot of distance with it, but I feel like I'm throwing it better. I'm not cranking over as much. I tried to make something happen with that. That was kind of I tried a trick shot basically, but left me with a fairly decent par putt there. Hole 4, 336-foot par 3. This is a Rolo that I cranked on, threw it flat, and it did not turn into a roller. Like, this is me pointing, saying, go ahead, go into the hazard, I don't care. Which it did, it rolled into the hazard. So this is actually for par here because of the hazard penalty. And I just went left of the basket, so this is a bogey putt. But I don't know what happened to that Rolo shot. I mean, I threw it flat purposefully to get it to roll, and it didn't. But T-Bird here on hole 5, which is a 246-foot par 3, probably my best throw of the day. I mean, this shot was just very nice. I got CTP on it. Yeah, I left Matt hanging there. Unfortunately, I didn't see him just trying to dab me up, but I got the CTP there. I don't know if it stuck or not, but we'll see. Hole 6, 261-foot par 3. I'm taking my PA5 and just throwing it straight at that tree. And I thought there was a headwind here, and I thought the headwind would hold the disc up, and it did not. It kind of pushed it down, unfortunately, and it's going to give me take a par on this hole. Hole 7, 459-foot par 4. I tried something here. I should have thrown the Gorgon instead, but I'm doing the Realm and trying to throw it on a turnover backhand, and it did not. It's way too stable of a disc. I mean, I absolutely blasted it. I threw it a long way. It just went way left, and unfortunately I threw that Firebird straight into the tree. I should not have thrown a forehand, but I'm going to take the T-Bird here and try to get it as close as I can. to the basket. That had very low overhang, couldn't get much height on it, but this was for par. And I'm going to give it a good run, and unfortunately, bank out left of it. I missed my drive on hole 8, which was a 417-foot par 4, but this is where my drive landed. It's my Roadrunner I threw, and this is a P3X. I'm 215 feet out here for my my eagle attempt, and I put it right next to the basket. So this is a tap in for birdie here. And at the end of the day, I finished in second place at 2 down. First place was 4 down, and 875 rated, 36 points above my rating. So I played well, but some of those bogeys I should not have had. I should not have had the bogey on 4. I should not have had the bogey on 7. I just played those holes pretty badly. 2, I definitely shouldn't have had the bogey on. 2 was one that, I was dead center chains on that, and it just fell out of the basket. So 2 was an absolute I shouldn't have had, but 4 and 7 hurt. I got the bogey because I made bad shots, but still shouldn't have happened. But it was a good day. Second place, can't knock it. Happy with it, and I'm looking forward to the next tournament. I'm actually going to play Bradford Park tomorrow. Playing a 1-round tournament there. It's a shotgun start. It's not a flex. We're going to start kind of around 10 o'clock in the morning, and going to bring Bradford Park to the channel. That park is absolutely gorgeous, and I can't wait to show that course off. One of the best courses, I think, in the Charlotte area. I think it might be the best course. And you're talking to other people there, some of the local people, they say, or a lot of them say that they prefer Bradford over, the more staple courses that you'll see or hear people talk about in the area. Bradford's it's a gem, and I look forward to bringing that tomorrow. But as always, thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you again next time.